Then there is the moment when John comes to tell Meg that he is in love with her, but Aunt Marge settles the question. I watched this movie first time maybe 5 years ago. I was really surprised by that scene because I remember that it was in the book, but I hadn't seen that in any other adaptations, except this one and the 1933 one, and it was a nice thing to see. John actually forgets his umbrella to the marches, so it is a bit like Friedrich with the umbrella. Then he comes back for it, and then he hears Meg defending him to Aunt Marge. It is so cute.
I need to mention that in the 33 one, I really like the little scene between them, because I think in the 33 one, when John comes, he is like, I came to get my umbrella. I also wanted to see how you are and to talk with your dad. Meg goes, oh, he is in the rack. I mean, your umbrella is quite well. He messes things up because she is so nervous.
That is so cute.
Yes, they are really cute. I like to see their own little moments when they're walking together, and the conservatory scene. Oh, I am so sorry that you don't have any family to worry about, but we will. And John is like, would you? And he is looking her to her eyes. There are quite a few moments. There are a lot more moments between John and Meg in those movies than I remembered.
That is definitely a plus.
Overall, if you had to place the 49 one, where would you put it? And again, we can shift movies too if we feel like it.
I think it is going to be my third one now.
Third one, and you put 33 number 2.
Yeah.
I am thinking the same thing too. Again, as the funny it is that the scripts are pretty much the same, they managed to switch it up a bit.
I don't know if you remember this, but in the 1949 film, there's the moment when the maid in New York says, oh, professor, he's from Germany and he teaches languages, but why do they need to learn languages when they all live right here?
Oh, yeah, she wasn't that active. I remember that because as soon as Friedrich came in, she became alive. She is dragging Jo along, and Jo is trying to talk to her, and she is like, aha, and then as soon as Friedrich comes in, she is all chattery. I do remember that. That actress has a great voice. I think it adds to the funniness. Her voice is like a higher-pitched New Yorker. It is funny compared to her visual appearance, just being like, hey, another day, another hour closer to death. That is a good moment.
It is also nice in the film when Jo is in New York. You do get this feeling that Friedrich is looking after her. He's taking her to different places. He takes her to the zoo, to the circus, and to the opera. You get this feeling that when Jo lived in Concord, she didn't have that many places where she could go. When she is in New York, Friedrich is this cultivated guide for her who shows her the world. I like that.
When she is like, oh, I think I want to be a singer, and he says before you wanted to be a tightrope walker, he is more amused and not like just pick one. He is enthralled by her enthusiasm about the world. I did like that.
You do get this sense that he's really amazed by her, or that he has this deep crush on her. When I was watching these other Rossano Brazzi films, he's very attentive with the female actresses. Maybe it was just the actor's personality, but in this case it really works, because that is how Friedrich is in the book with Jo. It just melts my heart.
He just understood exactly what the character was. He was like, oh, this guy is in love with this woman and is romantic. Well, I can do that.
That is the way Friedrich is. He's supposed to be in love with Jo, but not show that directly to her when they are in New York, and respectful around her, which is opposite to Laurie.
I remember in the 49 one, because it switches around the scenes of Jo and Friedrich from the 33 film, where they had the discussion about her writing before they go to the opera, whereas in the 49 one, that discussion happens after. When he tries to tell her how he feels, I just feel it because it feels like he is finally ready to say something, but then it's like, oh no. And then when you get to the end of him coming to the house and he hears Laurie's name, Jo is calling for Laurie. He thinks that they are together with much grace and dignity. He gives Jo the book and essentially thinks I'm too late. But I want her to be happy. Again, that is a strong opposite to Laurie's reaction. But this one definitely made me go, oh, poor Friedrich. But then I was like, good, he loves Jo and they can actually be together. That is a great scene with Under the Umbrella. I think this one is one of the top versions of Jo and Friedrich. If you are really there just for Jo and Friedrich, this film will give you that.
No wonder I fell in love with this film when I saw it for the first time. It is not the only reason why I like this version, but it does play a big part. That was the discussion between Christina and myself. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Take care and make good choices. Bye.